May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease, and may we be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am happy. I am happy.
Welcome, everybody. If you weren't awake, now you are. So good. I'm Reverend Jay, Spiritual Director here. So glad to be here. Glad all of you are here. It's a delightful day to be here at the Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome all of you today. And we'd like to begin our day with music. Bodhi Starwater is here. Let's welcome him.
See and all that I hear and all that I feel is God. All that I am, all that I do, all that I am is God. Well, I think you know it by now. Let's go. All that I see, all that I hear, all that I feel is God. All that I am, all that I do, all that
What a great affirmation for this morning, because in fact, all that I see right now is God. So good to be part of this community, and glad you're here today. We'd like to begin with our vision and mission statement. If you look up on the screen, welcome those online as well. And your screen, you can read along with us. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. And so it is. This month we continue, well actually this is the last Sunday to celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I will say this, to me, this moon gate represents the openness that Eastern philosophies, religions, belief systems integrated into Western philosophy, and I'm so grateful for it in terms of our spirituality, which is kind of our faith, which is kind of a mixture of Christianity, Judaism, and Eastern philosophies, Buddhism and Hinduism, and the spiritual practice we do, meditation, yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, thank you, my brain wasn't working there for a minute. You know, this is all, I'm grateful for this East meeting the West and the combination, integration of these. And we've also, you know, the West brought the love of Jesus and the tradition of Judaism into that. And it's a beautiful mix, and I'm so appreciative that we can be open to this and honor that Asian American and Pacific Islander philosophy that's come into this world. That's great. And so we know that yesterday we had a workshop on healing, and a lot of those Eastern philosophies also came into medicine with the Qi, talking about the force, as well as the prana, the breath, and it's been a big influence on that. So it's good to think about that. Okay, now once you die, we need to go through a series of events in June. We're here on the last Sunday in May. So I want you to take your right hand and your left hand up like this and buckle them together, because we got a lot of things to talk about. You're not going anywhere. So first of all, today is the event advisory and support team that's meeting at noon. I think it'll be nice outside. We can meet on the benches back here. Anybody that's a part of that, or anybody wants to be a part of that, we'll just review different events that are going on and ideas and ways to promote it and create it. And then coming in June, we have 2 great speakers coming up. Just really fun. So June 8th is the Abigail Shire is here, from Reverend Abigail from Seattle. And she's in for the School of Spiritual Leadership graduation, and she's going to come up with me after the graduation Saturday night and speak here on Sunday. So she is just a fun person to listen to. I never know what color her hair is going to be when she shows up. It's always a little different, but just a lot of energy, a lot of fun, a lot of passion for our teaching. So please come for that. And then on the 22nd, Narian and Janet have started are embarking on a new journey of speaking. They've gone to classes for speaking. So they're going to be singing less here on a regular basis. But on June 22nd, I've invited them to come speak and sing. So in integration, you've seen Karen Drucker do that, and Melissa and Z do that. So they're going to do that together. And, you know, they're a hoot, so I think that'll be fun. We'll just put them here on center stage and let them go with that. So that'll be fun to do. And then June 8th, we're doing the community sing-along with Reverend Georgia. She was here a minute ago. There she is. Well, I'm looking down. I'm not looking up. Reverend Georgia is leading that on June 8th. Anybody that it's just for fun, for singing, you're welcome to be a part of that. And then the Napa Can Do is meeting on Tuesday, June 10th at 5:30 at the Methodist Church. All these things, by the way, we're going to create a half sheet of paper next week, because there's a lot more things that you can keep up with, I promise. And then something exciting on Friday, June 3rd. That's the right date, right? That's the 10th. What? June 13th. That's what I meant. is there's a new movie out that Dr. Joe Dispenza's put out called Source. And it's for pay per view right now. You pay to buy it. It's not free. So we're going to buy a copy of it and show it here on Friday night and have a discussion afterwards. It's supposed to be a tremendous movie, tremendous. So I'm excited about that. And that came out of our conversations yesterday at the workshop we did yesterday, Healing from the Inside Out. And Joe Dispenza's work has been really powerful in creating that. And we're talking about healing in more than just physical healing. We're talking about emotional healing, spiritual healing, grief that's going on, loss that you're healing. So any kind of healing that is, I think this applies. And then tied into that, also out of yesterday's workshop, we're going to start healing circles that are going to meet once a month on Saturday mornings, starting at 9. And I think the first one's going to be on June 28th, if I can count my Sundays, is that right? Whatever the last Sunday in June is, and or last Saturday in June. And once again, it's about any kind of support you're looking for or willing to support other people in their journey of healing and opening up to a greater spirituality. We had 3 groups in here yesterday, and it was really a beautiful, sweet energy around those conversations. So Saturday mornings. And then our Napa Food Drive, Napa Can Do Project, June 15th is our Sunday to bring bags. And then we're having a summer solstice celebration on June 18th on Wednesday evening. We'll have the regular meditation and then have the solstice celebration out in the courtyard on Wednesday the 18th. The Peace Pole is available for rental whenever you want it. So there's a sign up at the guest table, and we'll bring it to you. And then also something important, Sean, you're welcome to come up if you want to and turn on the blue microphone before you come up. If you can do 2 things, 2 hats on there. So if you remember about a year and a half ago, Sean introduced us to this project in Uganda. And then Ronald was just here last month to talk about the progress of that. So we're ready to start another cycle of fundraising. And the last time we did this, there was a little problem with organization. And sending money to Uganda was more complicated than we thought it was going to be. Wasn't anybody's fault in particular, but it was a challenge. But we figured it out now. We're organized and ready. So Sean, if you want to speak about that a little bit.
Thank you for listening and being interested in Uganda. So we're facing another year of school, and I think one of the things that was left out last time was there's different gradations of support that you could choose for a student in secondary school or primary school. You can also choose the gender of the student, but there's going to be gradations this time. Tuition only, tuition, books and fees, etc. And we've had that broken down in a nice little document that explains you don't have to do it all if you can't, but if you can do some, that'll go a long way in changing the lives of not only that student, but that student's children and children's children. It really is a intergenerational impact that you make for not a lot of money. So I have information. Monica's here. Monica has information. And
Mary's around here somewhere.
Mary's got information. So.
Well, and we don't have the forms printed out, but we will.
We do have contribution forms, and we do have copies of the breakdown. In case you can't do it all, you can do some of it, which makes a difference as well. So I've got documents I can show you the particulars of that.
Right, and did you print any out yet? We can print some out after the service.
I've got some, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, well, see, Sean, maybe you can wait out at the welcome table after the service to kind of do that. But, yeah. And I think that may be about it, believe it or not. We do love to, the practitioners and I find great meaning and value in praying for others. It's our calling to do that. So please, if you have something on your mind that you would like prayers for, there's forms in the lobby, there's forms online, as well as there are practitioners available after the service for personal one-on-one prayers if you so want to do that. It doesn't have to be anything wrong with you. Sometimes it's good just to get a prayer for upliftment and expansion. So we invite you to do that as a sacred way for us to continue our service. And now we'll begin the sacred part of our service.
Good morning. And continuing with this environment, I invite you to close your eyes. And if you would like to rotate your shoulders and release. And I invite you to breathe deeply. And release. And we're gonna do one more time. And release. And I invite you to just stay calm. It's nothing to fix in this moment, nothing to worry. Just be present. Right here, right now. And I recognize one power, one God, one love. I recognize the unity in the entire world. I recognize the peace of God. And I know the peace of God, it is in this place. It is in you, it is in me. And I give thanks this morning for the message, for the people that I see. And I give thanks for the sun, for the new day. Y reconozco en este momento la grandeza de Dios. Reconozco el amor, la paz. Reconozco la vida. Y sé que todo eso es Dios. Y doy gracias por este momento, por el mensaje de hoy, porque sé que en cada palabra está Dios. Y simplemente doy gracias. And only I give thanks for this moment, and so it is. Amen. Good morning, good morning. Long time that I wasn't in platform, so I feel a little bit nervous, but it's part of everything is God, right? So today I would like to share with you my experience from last year. It happened into many things in my life, and I'm gonna share with you a video that what happened during the year. Actually, last year it was how I can say, a big moments and big emotions and feelings, like a roller coaster, the many things that it happened. So first of all, 2023, I didn't close in my best mood. I had too many doubts, self-doubts, about what I was doing. And then the conversation started, right? If I'm doing right, I'm doing wrong, la la la, la la la, the many conversations that it happened sometimes. But I said, it's fine. It is gonna be a new year, new opportunity, new beginning, ready, go. And then, days continuing, but in February, we got a phone call, from my husband's family, that my father-in-law, he was sick, but kind of normal, We said, okay, he need to go to the doctor and blah, 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 continue with the treatment. And it was fine. But after 2 weeks, we got the call, that nobody wanna get, He passes away because he lost his hope, because he didn't have a good treatment. And then he got desperate, and he decided to take his life. So it was a big impact for our family, big impact for my kids. So my kids went back to Mexico with the grandma and helped her with all the circumstances. So it was a very sad moment. But in the next month, on March, my green card arrives in the mail. So I got my legal residence. So it was it was another big moment, right? I cry, I scream, I did everything. I talk, I call. So one side, it's still sad for the circumstances, but in the other side, finally, the feeling of waiting, when is gonna be the right time to go back, that feeling already is done, it's finished. Now I can be able to go back with my family and see my friends and visit my country. So Guadalajara, it was a place where I was living before I came here. So after kind of 19 years, I could go back, and visit and have fun, and it was a great moment. Can you pass the next one? And I prepared my trip to go in August because my niece graduated from university, the first generation of the family who graduates from the university. So it was another big moment. Can you pass the next one? And then that place in the left side, it is a place where I grew up my childhood. It is Punta Perula. It was an amazing time in my childhood. That place we used to go as a field trip when we were in elementary school. So after I was living there, we moved to Guadalajara. Can you pass the next one? And there is my hometown, where I was born, and I think it's a place where I'm gonna back to live when I retire. And in that time, it is in the raining time, so everything is green and nice and beautiful. I think it's good enough. It's good. And then, after I went to my hometown, I noticed too many needs, especially with the elder community. The health system there is a terrible health system. And I said, we need to do something. I need to do something for them. And then when I came back, in Sonoma is a big community of the same town, And I talked with some of the people, and I said, we need to do something. We need to create something. And then we make a community. We connect with the priests over there because it's a big Catholic community. So I said, this is a good moment to practice the qualities of God with them. So the priest came, and he gave us the blessing for started the community. So that's the new community that I'm working with them. The name is United Hands. So we're planning to make a how I can say dispensary medical equipment for the people, that they can use for donation, because it is a big elder community. And it is so many needs, with wheelchair, crutches, walkers, all that kinds of things. So we're working on it. We're selling food and making raffle to collect money. And also, we support them with when someone passes away or someone is sick, we offer them a few donation. They can pay the transportation, or they can use in the best way they need. So it is what I'm doing right now. The next one. And that is part of my family. We were in the top left corner. We were on the beach after the graduation to celebrate. And then that is the grandma. But in November, we got a phone call again, from my husband's family, that the grandma was very sick. His mom, she was very ill. And then I went to take care of her. So it wasn't a good moment to know each other, because we haven't been together before. So that was a good moment to take care of her. So that was another situation that, that emotion as a roller coaster. But finally, she's okay. She's so good right now. And the brothers and sisters that we got together after 19 years. So it is what I would like to share with you today. Thank you for listening to me.
Muchas gracias. Sitting like a Buddha on the side of a hill, getting high without a pill. That's the way it is. Practice yoga in the early morn. Every day I am reborn. That's the way that it is. Sitting on a rock, my hands holding my chin, thinking about the mess I'm in. That's the way it is. Keeps changing, doesn't it? That roller coaster. Sitting like a Buddha on the side of a hill, getting high without a pill. That's the way it is. And I forgive you. Live and let live true. And I forgive me, yeah. Live and let live free. Hey. I'm so glad I got out of this mess. No place to live for a permanent address. That's the way it is. So let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. That's the way that it is. And that's what the Buddha would say. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Liberate yourself. That's the way it is. Like a Buddha on the side of a hill, getting high without a pill. That's the way it is.
I love that song just because it's the lightness of spirituality that I'm going to be talking about today, just to let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, right? Sitting on the side of a hill without a pill, being free. Love it, I love it, love it. So today we're going to be talking about collective liberation. It's part of a series this month we've had for finding our voice, giving our voice, willing to raise our voice. And this collective liberation is interesting because although we're doing it, not only this community, but many communities, progressive Christian, progressive Jewish communities, Eastern philosophies, people doing yoga, Tai Chi, all these things, it's all part of a group of people that are seeking this liberation. They do not need salvation, but it's a way of being free. And what's great about it is because we're doing this together, no one has we don't have to be alone in doing it. And any work that any one of us does helps the rest of us. That's what makes it a collective liberation. That any tightness of being, anything, any belief that no longer serves us, any practice or habit that doesn't serve us anymore, that we let go of, we create, we are freer. We are more liberated, and that helps other people to free up the energy and the space of liberation in what we do and who and what we are. I think my personal experience is much easier to find this liberation in a loving and conscious community. Like this one. We're not the only one, though. There are many communities out there doing this. But I just find that reflection, those reminders that come in a community like this really help us to continue to connect, along with our spiritual practices that we do in whatever prayer or meditation or quietness you do, journaling. That is all things that continue to help us to find that which binds us and to loosen it and to let it go. I think it's this idea of liberation is a common ground that we can have with other faiths as well, and that's what the Interfaith Council is here. That's what our Sip and Savor was about finding this common ground that's so important. But to talk about this liberation in particular, I want to talk about it in three ways. And the first one is to experiment. Find what works. So I mentioned in my email, if you read it this week, about I've been playing with different things in my garden. And I have been tickling my tomato blossoms because I heard that's a way to get them pollinated, to lightly tap them. I don't know if it works or not, but it's a lot of fun. I did it last year, and I got a lot of tomatoes, so why not just keep doing it? My garden's in my front yard, so as people walk by, maybe I put my hands down for a moment. But but it's this idea that life can be playful and fun and experimental. I know my dad had a huge garden in our yard, probably 50% bigger than this room is here, just a huge garden. And one day, he always had me doing some strange thing, but he brought home these big magnets, big bar magnets, and we buried them on the end of each of the garden, at one end or the other, and we had a row of corn, and within a month, we could see that the corn on this side was super tall, and then it got shorter and shorter and shorter, and then tall, 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 tall. So the magnets really work. So he had another idea. He put them in house plants to see what would happen, little smaller ones, but they were supercharged magnets. The problem was that the house plants grew too fast, and the stem got gangly and toppled easily. So that's still experimentation. I told him what did not work, right? And sometimes our experimentation in life is what does work or what doesn't work. And we have a playfulness about it in that way, that we know that there's a divine timing, and whatever those magnets did, it pushed, it forced beyond what the divine timing and unfolding was. And I know that in this divine right order, there is a universe that's greater than me, that responds to my intention, that guides me, allows me to use it, and I allow it to use me to guide me to be a beneficial presence in this world. And I try different things that work. Some things don't, some things do. Keep doing the things that work. Don't do the things that don't, or modify them. Do you remember when you were in science class in growing up, and you learned what the scientific process was of experimentation, right? You had a hypothesis or a theory, and then you decided how to set up the experiment, so you had a constant and then a variable. And you would kind of propose that this variable would make a difference in proving or disproving your theory. So we can do that now. Our life is an experiment, so whatever our intention is our hypothesis. The constant is life as it is now, the things we do, the things we're doing. And we know that if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, we're going to get the same result, right? So what if we add a variable? What if we add some new kind of practice, a gratitude journal, or a new kind of meditation, a new kind of prayer, take a class, do Qigong, do yoga, do something different, a new variable, and see if that works to raise our level of vibration. Or if it's a particular situation, a particular diagnosis, a particular conflict, a particular challenge in your life that you're working on, try something that helps you intervene in that. Try a variable to see if you can shift that, if you can change it. Because we know that if we shift what's inside of ourselves, other things shift. Even if we don't think we're the problem, go ahead and try to see if you can make a difference in what the shifting is. Ernest Holmes, our founder, Centers for Spiritual Living, he loved to experiment with spirituality and manifestation. It was just a fascination. He just spent his life doing it. His first book that he wrote was called The Science of Mind. And the first communities he founded were called Church of Religious Science. So both had that word science in there because he wanted to be able to know with scientific certainty that there was a consciousness and a power in the universe that responds to us definitely, directly, and dynamically. He also wanted his followers to arrive at a place in their consciousness where this contact is so immediate, so dynamic, that if every other living soul denied it, they would still know it. And that was his belief. That's why he set up this kind of affirmative prayer, why he believed in meditation, why he believed in affirmations, why he believed in visioning, even though he didn't call it visioning, but that this idea of healing and wholeness, and how when we know our wholeness within, then the universe responds, our body responds, our life responds. When we know abundance, our life responds. But it's a knowingness that's deep within us, and that's how he created this idea. Now, about 12, 13 years ago, we rebranded ourselves as Centers for Spiritual Living, although we still honor the tradition of scientific process in our spirituality. It was a misunderstood name. It was a name that people thought of Scientology or Christian Science, or were really not interested in religion of any kind, often. The kind of people that we continue to, I would say 20 years ago, we often had people who came from other churches to try our church. Now most of the people come are people that haven't been in church in a long time. And they're just trying out something so new. They've kind of been reading or watching or listening about spirituality, and they want to explore it more in a community. And so we are a center for spiritual living. We have lots of activities going on, all of different kinds. But we continue to be seekers, curious seekers, who try different things in our lives to see what the effect is, to see if we can open our heart more, to find forgiveness, to find greater amounts of love. And as I mentioned, the variables can be many different things. I think an important thing about this is to be willing to experiment, but also keep a journal of what you're trying and the effect. First of all, you log what your experience is now. Then you add the variable, and then you write about it to see what the difference is, to be scientific in that. I remember in my 20s, I was a workshop junkie. I would go to almost anything that was self-help or things like that. But I wasn't integrating it in my life, and I would find I would go to another workshop, and I'd have the same insight. Wait, didn't I have that insight 3 months ago? How come I haven't done anything about that? Because I wasn't taking the time to integrate it and allow it to become my life and the way I lived it. So just as I tickle my tomato blossoms, we can tickle our higher being or playfulness and have fun with it. It's life. Our spiritual path doesn't have to be so serious as this is. It was Ralph Waldo Emerson talked about all life is an experiment, that we don't need to be timid or squeamish about our actions. The more experiments we make, the better our life is going to be. What if if our life is a little coarse, or you may get your coat soiled or torn in your experiments? What if you do fail and get fairly rolled in the dirt once or twice? Up again, you shall never be so afraid of a tumble. So the idea is, sometimes we're afraid to fail, and the truth is, that's what scientists do all the time. Was it Thomas Edison when he invented the light bulb? It was something about, I never failed. There was just 999 ways that didn't work. And I found the one that did. He didn't give up after first and going, this is a bad idea. I don't think I'll try this. I'm afraid that somebody might call me a failure. You keep trying to do it. And what's important about that is we tend to make stuff up. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But mentally, we make stuff up. And if we're approaching something scientifically, objectively, we're recording our information, our data, so to speak, then we can learn from that, and we won't be making up stuff that's not true, or we can call ourselves out for saying, hey, that's not true. That's you're living out that way, and it's simply not true, because this is what we are experiencing. By adding these ideas about abundance, we are living more abundantly. So just out of a sense of curiosity and maybe a sense of urgency, scientists, when they're doing experiments, they are focused to get this done. So a sense of urgency and excitement to shake things up a little in our life. And it's important to remember that the freedom to choose never expires. The freedom to choose never expires. We can choose as much as we want. If something doesn't work out the way we want to, just choose again. Try something different. Get some support. Maybe there was some other, the world is full of so many variables. Maybe something else was influencing you that you didn't realize. And you can bring, I think it's important to remember that often when we talk about our stress response as a fear or flight, is fight or flight. But the one that we don't talk about is freeze. That we can be a deer in the headlights, a bunny. Have you ever seen a bunny in the grass? Just like, you don't see me, you don't see me, you don't see me. But we see it, and it's obvious. So I know right now there's a lot of change going on in the world. And I'm talking about more than political change. Yes, that is happening. But this whole universe just seems to be accelerated. All the advance of AI and the change of businesses in terms of retail and restaurants and even our sacred wine industry is taking some shifts right now. That it can just seem like chaos. And we can be frozen, and sometimes we think we'll find peace, we'll find freedom, we'll find joy when the dust settles. But what if the dust never settles? Because it seems like it keeps getting kicked up. My suggestion is let the dust settle within. Don't worry about what's going on the outside. Let the dust settle right here. Right in ourselves. Let it settle in this community. Find your peace and then open to what is yours to do. I don't mean to be passive. There are certain things we do want to raise our voice about to say that's not okay. And there's other things we need to let go. Either way, whether we are guided to do something or we let it go, we find our freedom, our liberation in that because we're not stressed about, being overwhelmed or being concerned or in fear or frozen and not sure what to do. We just let the dust settle and let it be in this deeper way. Our voice does matter. Throughout history of the world, when people have spoken up as a group, they have shifted things. Maybe not the first time, but the persistent, constant advocacy of people's rights has made a difference in this world. It's made a huge difference. I've seen it make a difference in the last year, in the last 10 years, in the last 250 years in this country, in the last thousands of years in this world. So we continue to know it. And our consciousness, not only our words, but our consciousness matters. There's an energy of peace, an energy of love. We can feel it when we come into a room. It's a real thing. The world is made up of energy, and what we do and on an energetic level makes a difference. When the going gets tough, the weak blame other people. When the going gets tough, the tough have the courage to do nothing at first. To stop and listen and pay attention. Let the dust settle and know what we can do, what is ours to do. It may be just calling a friend and listening to them. Or it may be reaching out to a friend and asking for some support. And it may be something larger community-wise, bringing things together. Quantum physics says that when things seem chaotic in the world, it's a time of change. The molecules are literally moving around in the universe and they're not settled anywhere. And when we're intentional, when we are creative, we create the change that we want to see in the world. That our energy, our time, our place is right here and right now. And we can do it in a playful way. Hafiz is one of my favorite poets. And he has this little poem that says, God and I have become like two giant people. Oops, too far. Get it here somewhere. Or like two giant people living in a tiny boat. We keep bumping into each other and laughing. So may we bump into God in our tiny little boat or our big boat and just laugh and find the joy of it. The other thing I want to talk about is reciprocity today and a way of finding collective liberation. Reciprocity, I've been listening to a book by Robin Wall Kimmerer, and it's called Braiding Sweetgrass. It's really this beautiful book. She's an incredible storyteller, which is why I love listening to it. But she's also a PhD biologist, professor, and indigenous woman. And she's combined these ideas because usually biologists are people that dissect the world up, literally. And they name things by this is this is this. But she sees biology as interrelated, interconnected, and mutually beneficial. She's always looking for the way that things are beneficial. And she applies this to our lives in that we need to see things as not separate, but how we benefit each other and do things that are mutually beneficial. She talks about we tend to be, particularly in the Western world, as taking what we can get out of something, what's in it for us, rather than a giving and taking. Whenever we receive, we want to give back in some ways. Native Americans, when they planted seeds, when they harvested, when they took an animal's life for their sustenance, they always brought gratitude for that. They only took what they needed and always offered gifts to the universe of gratitude and love. Too much of the time we're just taking, so this idea of reciprocity is a giving and a taking and a giving, breathing in and breathing out, loving in a giving and taking way. And she's saying that's the way we restore honor to the way we live, when we can walk through the world in this open reciprocity and gratitude and responsibility. That we can be part of a community of relatives that we can cherish each other and have collective liberation. So paying attention is a form of reciprocity with a living world, receiving the gifts with open eyes and hearts. And all things we do, including practicing a practical reverence. Practicing a practical reverence. One quote, my favorite quote this week by her, that I just love. Action on behalf of life transforms. Because the relationship between self and the world is reciprocal, it is not a question of first getting enlightened or saved and then acting. As we work to heal the earth heals us. So what I'm hearing in that, in the collective liberation, we don't have to wait till we got it all figured out. We can be real and vulnerable. In fact, that's the open heart about what's going on in our lives, what's happening. And as we heal, others heal. Their healing helps us heal. The earth, as we honor the earth, it heals and it heals us. This is the reciprocity I'm talking about. And finally, creating sacred space is so important. Now, I also talk about, space we have created, but I'm also talking about when we are in sacred space, to be aware of it. It's in nature. That's part of so many wonderful places here in Northern California, and even here in Napa that we can visit that are sacred. But also, the sacred space you create in yourself. In whatever way, whatever time you have to take some moments of quiet, just to feel that sacredness, to feel that openness, and to create that space where you are opening up to new things in your life, new things that are emerging, things that maybe at the time in your life you couldn't deal with, and you just set them aside, and now is the time that it just pops up, and, I don't want to deal with that. Oh, okay. Maybe forgiveness is in order. Maybe it's time to process those feelings that I didn't want to feel then. I can handle it now. There's the thing about God never gives you anything you can't handle. I don't think God gives you anything like that, but the universe allows something to emerge, and when you're ready, you deal with it, and if you're not, you don't. But I would suggest if we create this sacred space, we can find those things that are emerging that we can allow to rise so we can be liberated. And one of the most important things I think that we can do in terms of this liberation is in terms of how we talk about others and how we deal with others. Sometimes we can be bound up with our judgments about somebody or thoughts about somebody. and we don't actually know how to love them. And I think this being the month of May brings to me in mind the loving kindness prayer. And I love the idea that the Buddhists have brought forth about loving kindness, because it's about allowing, sending somebody a blessing. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be healthy. It's not saying, if you're not this way, I'm not going to love you, or I'm not going to be around you, I can't be around you, or your judgments about them. There's a softening happening with that. So this morning we're going to practice this as a closing up of my talk today. So I'm going to have Bodhi come up. And the words are on the screen. So it starts out with may I. So I'd like you to take the time to come within yourself and just find those words. So it's may I. Go ahead, Bodhi.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy.
Just breathe that in.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I and at ease, and may I be happy.
So in that softness you feel, imagine somebody you might be challenged with, or someone you're concerned about because of their health or their well-being. So imagine them in your mind, and let's switch to may you now.
May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be happy.
And maybe somebody else comes to mind as we go through it again.
You be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be happy.
And now, collective, for this community and for all people on this planet, we.
May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy.
So just staying into this space of love, let us go into prayer. Knowing that we are peaceful and at ease, and the Spirit within us that we are connected with is this peaceful and ease. It is our source. And so we know this truth for all people, that we can imagine on this planet that all are peaceful and at ease, and we know Spirit moves through us that continues to remind us of this beauty and this love. And we know it is so. And together we say, and so it is. Beautiful.
The light of God's wisdom shining within me. Guidance from that place inside is like a beacon on the sea. Advice from the world outside can sometimes lead me astray. choosing to follow the light of God. I always find my way in the light of God, in the light of God, in the light of God. Whoa, whoa. Oh, the joy of God's presence is glowing in my soul. The peace of His warmth inside is worth its weight in gold. Fear from the world outside that sometimes confuse my mind. Choosing to feel the joy of God, I'm back on course in time. In the light of God, in the light of God, in the light of God. Oh, oh. In the light of God, in the light of God, in the light of God. In the light of God, light of God. Oh, oh. In the light of God, in the light of God, in the light of God. Oh, the light, God's wisdom shining within me. Guidance from that place inside is like a beacon on the sea. Advice from the world outside can sometimes lead me astray, but choosing to follow the light of God, always find my way in the light of God, in the light of God, in the light of God. Whoa.
Beautiful. Thank you, Bodhi. This time in our service, we invite you to be part of the law of circulation. If our ushers could come forward. We appreciate the giving and receiving, the reciprocity, so to speak, in this, that we know that that which you give comes back to you in this reciprocal tone. So we appreciate all the ways in which you've given in the past, which you give today, or you'll give in the future. Many ways to do that are shown up here. So if you take your hand and put it over your heart to represent that which you've given in the past, the present, or the future, and repeat with me the affirmation on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and so it is.
God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm a talking to, I'll give myself to be used by. God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm a talking to, myself to be used by you. God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm a talking to, I'll give myself to be used by you. God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm a talking to, I give myself to be used, I give myself to be used, I give myself to be used by you. Use me, Lord.
Thank you, Bodhi. We appreciate everybody who's here today online and here in our community. If there's anybody who might be here for the first time, we want to give you a special welcome and a greeting to get to know you. Is anybody here for the first time? Please raise your hand. Thank you. I met Ray earlier in the service. We also appreciate anybody who might be online. You're welcome to put your name in the chat box. We welcome you also. So we raise our hands with a blessing today for our new guest as well as everybody here. We say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. So we will, we have snacks outside, coffee and snacks. Feel free to do that. But we also have prayers after the service, if our practitioners could come forward. This is a sacred space once the service is over, so we appreciate you taking your conversations outside so that we can have time for contemplation here. So let's all stand for the congregational affirmation. Repeat after me. Something wonderful has happened through me right now. I am led by Spirit. I'm guided by wisdom. I'm protected by love. I'm here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is. So what I'd like to do is just twice through a week. Okay, but wait a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the center of the room and everybody face me, face to the center. But you're not going to be looking at me. You're going to be looking at each other, okay? As we sing the loving kindness song for we. Go ahead.
May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy.
Have a great Sunday. Run away, Bob.